button. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's. I'm just going to do that real quick. So thanks for joining everybody. We got people from as far as Guam. How fun! Oh, hi, little girl. How are you? Oh, sweet. This is a strategy that I learned from Brad Anderson, who is our vice president of EXP. He's over all of our education, all of our university. He started and put together Zillow University. Super smart guy, and knows a lot about lead generation, building great businesses, education for real estate agents. And so he shared this really awesome strategy with me today, or with this group of us. And I don't know if you know this, but EXP is a virtual company. So everything that we do is in the cloud. And so we have an online campus, and we go in for our training and all of our classes. And this was just something, as he was showing our back office today, he taught us how to write a better, more effective, more impactful bio. And when he laid this out, I had to share it immediately because it's just way too good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. And this is my back office, but we know that our bios are everywhere, right? Like our bios are on, oh my goodness, like if we just Googled, will somebody be my guinea pig? Aaron, if I Google you, is that okay?
You can, but I just switched offices 3 days ago.
Uh-huh.
And you're not going to find much on the other one, but you definitely can.
Okay, so Aaron, let me do this. I'm going to do Aaron, and what's your last name?
It's Eddie, E-D-D-Y.
Aaron, E-D-D-E-Y.
No, just Y.
Oh, just Y.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, and I'm going to just do realtor, and I'm going to do Vancouver, and let's just see what comes up, okay? Let's just see what comes up. All right, there you are. All right, is this you? There you are.
That's me.
All right, let's go to realtor.com. That's a great one because we should be able to see, it should have your bio in there. And thank you for being our guinea pig. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, so let's see if it I thought realtor.com had bios. This one might not. Let's go back and let's see what this one is. Okay. So this probably isn't your bio, and maybe if you have a place that you know where your bio is, we could go and look. But this is interesting, and I'm doing this actually for a reason.
Okay.
When people, like, granted, they're probably not going to, unless they saw you on something, they're probably not going to start with your name. They're going to start with a home search, right?
Yeah.
And when they start with a home search, and if you are using, a lead service, let's just say you're using Zillow, or you're using Tiger Leads or whatever, right? They're going to see a bio, correct?
Yep.
And so, but in this, like, there's so many places that our information gets pulled into as well, right? Because there's so many portals out there. So I think it's probably really smart to Google our names. Now, he didn't say any of this. This is 22 years of doing real estate that I'm having this, right? Okay. But we should Google our names and see, our name plus realtor, because if people do find us, or let's just say they end up in our lead, they end up in our back office somewhere, and they want to, stalk us a little bit to know who's sending them listings, it would probably be really good to know what they're finding and what they're seeing, right? Yes. And so this is actually really good because this says Aaron Eddy's an agent with Home Life Benchmark Realty. Check out Aaron's active listings. And so this is probably just something that they're pulling, right? This isn't any sort of bio that you've done. But what I would do is with this, is it possible to update this, right? Does this service here allow you the ability, right?
Well, this particular, like I said, I just changed brokerages 2 days ago, which is why I'm logging into your site, because I have to write my bio.
Uh-huh.
for my new office tonight
Yep.
to hand in tomorrow.
Yep.
So it's convenient that this just came up.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, and what's interesting, if you look at, and I'm going to, like, full transparency, I'm just firing up my real estate company again. So I was a
Yes.
real estate agent for 15 years. I did 2,500 deals, right? And then I closed it down and became a farmer for a while. And
Okay.
I know, and I raise flowers actually. And
Very nice.
yeah, dahlias, you guys have those up there. And but now my husband we have a renovation company, so I'm actually starting our real estate company back up. So I'm starting all over. But
Okay.
you would look at, I'm trying to think of where my bio would be. It would be a bunch of nonsense. I mean, just honestly. So my bio would be, my husband and I have this, company, and we had our own television show, and, it would be all about us, right? And we'll keep a few of those things because we're actually going to build our brand around our farm. So, right. So our farm's called Tallulah Flower Farm. So we're actually branding Tallulah Living. And so because we flip and because we renovate and because we have this whole farm thing going on, that's kind of what we are going to brand. So we'll have a little bit about that in there. Right. And I would encourage you guys to do that too. And so I think instead of doing credentials and CCIMs and SBOs and FPQs and GISs and all of the frickin' stuff that we've paid all this money for, people don't know what it means. And they don't care. I mean, they really don't care, right? It's like, do they connect with you? Do they trust you? Do they like you? And so I wouldn't waste my bio real estate, if you want to use that word, to put all that kind of stuff in, right? If you have to tell them you're trustworthy, they're probably not going to trust you, right? And so what he showed me was brilliant. So this is like my little back office that I can build like my biography. And then it's obviously going to show up in our, when you go to eXp Realty, it's going to show up in my bio. And this is what he showed me, and this was brilliant. So he said, make one, maybe 2 lines about yourself, right? So I did something and I'm not finished. I literally, because he was training all kinds, I just quickly threw some things in here. But I just put Cheyenne Lake is Charleston, Mount Pleasant, Sullivan Island, McClellanville's community connector. I didn't even say I was a realtor, right? Because I'm actually branding myself as the community connector, who just happens to do real estate, right? And, but this is where it's really awesome. He says, let's get you, well, this is what I put, let's get you connected. Okay. So when people come to your site, they are looking for, why would they want to move to this area, right? So if they're coming, from Ontario and they're coming into Vancouver, they're going to want to know about what? And just throw some things out. And you're more than welcome to unmute yourselves. This is really more of a conversation than a training. But, what do they want to know about when they're moving into a new place? They want to know about schools, right? Shopping. Recreation. Transportation. The best beaches. Where to go camping, right? So what I would do, and this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to see if I can get this. I'm going to message him when we're done tonight. And what he asked everybody in the group was to type something in the chat box of, what would people be looking for in the community that they're moving to. Schools, maybe. I mean, let's just be honest, crime statistics, not real estate statistics. They don't care. They don't care about that. It's all of their lifestyle things, right? So I started thinking, and these were some of the things I came up. Now I live in Charleston. We have beaches everywhere, right? Best beaches for dog owners, right? Best family-friendly beaches. right? Like you could do, and you don't have to get like crazy, but think about, and this is how he laid this out, and this made so much sense to me. Um, Community events, schools, you know, for your children and young adults, and then go in and find those websites that have that information. And what you're going to do in your bio is you're going to go, right, find your home. Now, where's that going to go to? What am I going to hyperlink that to? Ooh. We're going to hyperlink, whoops, we're going to hyperlink that to my lead generation page, right? Look for homes, right? Find your home. That link is going to go back to my home search page, right? Community events. Now, I want to play with this a little bit, but if you have the ability in your own website to put this kind of information embedded into your website, then it's going to probably be best to keep them in your site as much as you can, right? Now, he didn't do that. He wasn't showing that. What he was doing is he literally said, you know, one of his examples was transportation, okay? And he's in San Francisco. And so when he did a little Google search, when he went up and did, you know, Google San Francisco traffic, because people may want to know, right? What's traffic like when we move to Charleston? We're moving, or where I'm moving to San Francisco, I'm moving to Vancouver, right? What's the traffic going to be like? So we did San Francisco traffic. And he got a link, and it was like their little what was it? Bay Area traffic reports and maps, right? And there was another one that was like from the county. It was like one of the government official sites that had all of their traffic information. What I would be really careful if you're going to link these to outside links, make sure it isn't something that's got a real bunch of realtor information all over it, right? Make sure that it's not something that was created either by a realtor or, you know, other realtors' information are in there. We really want to keep them tied to us, but still giving them access to the information that would be really important to them and that they would be wanting to search, like the schools, right? Like great schools. I don't know what it is in Canada, but in the States, great schools, you know, you can find out everything about every single school, right? And you can, their scores, their everything, parent reviews, all of that. And so the point of this is, though, is that when you're in your bio and you link all of these things, right? You're find your home, you're driving traffic now. Every time people are finding your bio, or if they show up in something that's of yours, you're keeping them, you're providing value, right? You're providing value, you're providing resources. And what are they going to think, you know, when they're like, gosh, I really want to, she's got all this information, she probably knows about this, right? They're going to come back to you because you were the one who provided them all of this information, all of these resources. And that made so much sense to me. The other thing that he said, and hold on just a second because I wanted to, he said, nearby attractions, jobs, transportation, best restaurants, business options, right? And again, the list is really, I think, only what we can think up. And I think that, and if you remember, like this, that's why I did beaches for dog owners. You know, those, you might need to think outside of, you know, what might even be an interest to you. But I do, you know, you do know people with their pets, right? Like, maybe, you know, the top veterinarians, right? Like you could do, you know, great dog doctors, or if there's something that you are known for in your community, if there's a niche that you've created, that, let's just say you like working with military, right? Let's just say I have a lot of agents that I work with that are military. Are you military, Megan? Is that why you're in Guam? Okay.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yep, that makes sense. So let's have a drink. All right. That was good. What about all kinds of great military resources, right? Your bio isn't about you. Your bio is about the people that you're serving. And that is going to be so unusual, right? It's going to be so, like, they're going to look at it and they're going to go, wow, this person doesn't go on and on about themselves, right? They're like, their bios about how they're going to help me. And so if you haven't created a niche for yourself, then this might be an interesting exercise as you're creating your bio to really, you know, maybe really find out, you know, who do you serve? Who would you like to serve, right? What do you want to be known for in your neighborhood or in your community? Like one of the things that I do, and this is something new, I didn't do this when I had my business before, is I'm going to intentionally, strategically partner, and this is where this comes from. So the family is the center of the community. The family lives in the home, which is now the bigger center. And when you think about the real estate transaction or the home, really the realtor is the hub of a real estate transaction. We send out the spokes of the hub, right? We're the ones who get the people together for the transactions, but we're also the one who the buyer or the seller says, hey, do you know a good person here? And hey, do you have a person here? And hey, we're moving to town, and what are the schools like here, right? Like we are that resource. And so if you have the family the center, the home's the center, the realtor's the center of that, then how do you position yourself in your community and really bring a level of not just professionalism, but almost, I've just, and this is kind of a new thing, I'm actually putting a team of women together all across the country with this focus, which is positioning ourselves as almost like elders in our community, right? Like the medicine women in our community, right? Like truly the trusted, you know, person in our community. Like they trust us, right? And so I'm telling you all of this because as you're creating your bio, how do you want to serve your community? And those links, I would even tell about that. I would tell about, again, not your credentials, but how you plan to serve the neighborhoods. Maybe you specialize in some neighborhoods, right? Maybe you have local charities that are really close to you that you don't just give your resources to, but you give your time to. You know, I would put those links in there, right? Like I would hyperlink everything that shows your community involvement, your community knowledge, your resource knowledge. And again, if you can keep that within your own website, obviously you're keeping them with you. If you're going to go to outside, just make sure where you're sending it to. And so this will take a little bit of work, to one, just formulate, who am I? Who am I serving? How am I serving? And what resources are going to be important to my buyer or to my seller? Are there any questions so far?
Nope.
Is this resonating with you guys? Is anybody going, like, is anybody saying what I said today when I heard this? Is anybody thinking like this is really cool?
Mm-hmm.
Different?
It's confirming some stuff I've already come up with over the past few days, because I, like Erin, same thing. I joined a new brokerage 2 days ago. Now I have to make my bio, and so I've been researching bios, and this is all of that stuff is you're a community connector. And Gary Vee says something like the guy you're talking about. He says you're a social media company / whatever you're actually doing. So being in the community and doing all of that stuff really will put you ahead of anybody else.
Right. And the other thing that you could do, guys, this just came to me as I'm sitting here. Brad didn't say this, but this just came to me kind of off of what you just said, is why not create a community webpage, right? And what you could do is in your bio, you could actually, for updated, for all of these things and more, follow my community page for, Vancouver or whatever area you serve in Vancouver, or this particular area in Guam, or this particular area in Charlotte. And where was my other guest from? I can't remember. I think that I think we have to really quickly start transitioning. We have to really start transitioning to really being relationship builders, way more than we've been in the past. And it is because the big guys they're just gobbling up stuff, right? And we don't know how real estate will change. But this is what I know. One of the tools that I use in my business to do follow-up and to do thanks and appreciation is send out cards. And, it makes sense for real estate agents, right? Like we thank our people, we follow up with people, we network and we meet new people. And so it's nice to send a thank you card. Like it's natural for our industry. But, I heard a woman talk that used send out cards, and she was she owned a sheet metal company. Sheet metal, right? Like when I think of sheet metal, I think of, big burly guys that drink Budweiser after work, right? Like literally that's what I think of. And if I just was being stereotypical, I would think that they probably could care less about a card, right? But what happened is when they bought their sheet metal company, and I'm not sure what time, but it was definitely during the correction. And she said a few months after they bought their sheet metal company that the market fell out of sheet metal, like fell out. And everybody was going bankrupt. And somebody shared this send out cards with her, and she started using it, and she just started sending people that they sold sheet metal to and people that brought them, that sold it to them. And when everyone was going out of business, their business grew year after year after year after year. So much that they became known in the sheet metal industry all over the world, and people flew in to see what they were doing because they were such an anomaly, right? And when people would ask her, what did you do? I'm not kidding. And she's so cute. She's this sweet little lady from Phoenix, Arizona. And she said, we just started thanking and appreciating people. We just were really in relationship with people. And so this is why I'm telling you this, is everyone has a basic need, and social media and technology will never replace it, ever, 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 ever. It will never replace the human contact, the human touch, right? It just won't. And so they may come in and they may be able to eliminate, aspects of our business. But if we've done a good job of truly building relationships that are based on a place of service and that place of gratitude and that place of just always coming from, how can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I be a resource for you? I can't say we won't be obsolete because we don't know what 100 years or 50 years from now is, but I say we have a pretty damn good chance of outlasting some of our competition who are not even thinking this, right? You hear people, or I hear people say every day, well, what's your conversion, right? What's your conversion? What's your conversion rates? What's your cost per click? What's your cost per lead? I think we have to really, if we're going to go in this direction and truly walking what we're saying, which is if we're going to build relationships, I think we have to change our whole language. And what I mean by that is I don't think we should call leads leads. People have introduced themselves to us. When they come on to a site and they put their phone number and their name and their email address in, they have said hello. They have basically said, hi, I'm John, and here's my email and my phone number, right? They're not a lead, they're a human. And I think if we start shifting our mindset to be like, wow, I just met this new person. If I just met a new person at dinner, would I say, hey, you want to get in the car, go look at some houses? No, I wouldn't do that, right? I would have a conversation with them. I would start building that relationship and that trust. And I think this bio, I think this is a really good start. I think they're going to see from the onset that we come from a place of contribution. We come truly from a place that we're not looking for our commission check. We're looking at how do we serve you and how do we help you and how do we make, a move to a new place, not just, not that it just goes as planned, but that it's fun, that it's exciting, that that Megan introduced me to some of the most amazing restaurants that I probably would have never found on my own, right? Or Aaron tells them about the greatest little place to go sit in one of the beautiful Vancouver gardens, right? Like those are the things. Like I can see doing links that say, the 10 places that nobody knows about, but you should know about, right? Like, let your imaginations go with this. This could be so fun. It almost makes you a local tourist again. It almost makes you like, wow, what have I missed here? And this is the other thing. Y'all, live your life while you're doing your business. Live your life. Live the life that you want. Don't get all caught up in, pounding phones and converting leads. Go have conversations with people and go do the things that you love to do. And if you have forgotten the things that you love to do, then, maybe today's the day that just reminds you that you need to go live the life. I was thinking, like the agents that are like really in the high end market, like those people aren't freaking grinding it out calling for sale by owners. They're not grinding it out calling expireds. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. It works, right? But would I rather be out traveling, golfing, hitting the beach with my dog, volunteering, visiting a new restaurant, right? Would I rather be living and doing the things and then just looking at the person next to me and starting up a conversation that could lead to who knows what? I would almost rather get my 3 conversations that way than calling 42 people on RedX, which I'm going to do that. Like, I don't know if you guys know Greg McDaniel, but I'm getting on the phone with him next week and we're going to RedX it together and drink beers. But I don't want all my days to be like that. I want to be while I was sitting at the orthodontist with my daughter today and all the nurses were around. I want to have really cool conversations with them and get to know them, and they get to know me. And that's how I build my business, right? And so I think that bio can be that, right? So if your life is something that is worth a hyperlink, right, that could take someone into something that is interesting to you because you maybe want to attract those kind of people to do business, then that makes sense to me to put that in your bio. Does that make sense? Any questions, feedback, thoughts, additions, add to it? I know I'm not the only one I'm making this stuff up as I go along. Anybody? Miss Karen Carey, are you there? From Baton Rouge, how you doing?
Wait, I'm sorry, I was muted. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. Do you have a good day?
Have better days.
Yeah. All right. Well, tomorrow's a new day.
Tomorrow's a new day, and I'm being
Tomorrow's a new
optimistic
day.
that things will work itself out.
Right. Go get yourself a glass of wine or beer or something, or a little cup of coffee.
Well, I'm relaxing just listening to you, and
Good.
I agree with everything that you've said.
Wonderful. Well, I'm excited because I told you I'm starting all over. I mean, I'm just firing up our engines again. And so I'm really excited that Megan's just starting hers. Erin just started a new company and she's doing her bio. So you know what I'd love when we, once we get them, like I would love it if y'all would share them with me. It would be just really fun to see what we all came up with. And I will tell you what I'm going to do because I am going to rebuild my website. I am going to try to put as many of those things within my website that I want to send people to as I can. I know some people I know some things will be external links for sure, like transportation but I know probably with the transportation or maybe even the jobs or those kinds of things, I probably don't have to worry about the person who I'm trying to, begin a relationship with is going to, potentially find someone else. Hopefully that's not going to happen. Any questions? Erin, is there something that you see that you could, like, as we've just been sitting here talking, something that you think would be of value to add there that I didn't mention?
No, I don't think so. You've given me an awful lot to think about tonight. I never thought about bringing all those things into my website or into a bio.
Yeah.
It's given me a lot to think about right now. And playing through my head is, how am I going to do this?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and guess what? You don't have to have the finished novel tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your bio can be a work in progress, right?
That's true.
Right.
Yes.
So I'll tell you what I'm going to do tonight is, because I wrote Cheyenne Lake is ... right? And find your home, which I don't even have my lead generation site set up yet. But as soon as I do that, I'm going to point that to my lead generation site. Mm-hmm. I'm going to I actually have some I have some good community event sites that I can point that to that I know are not, don't have a bunch of agents in it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to definitely hook my schools up to the great schools. I think that one's fine. The other thing that I'm going to put in mind, because this is a service that I subscribe to, it's trip incentives. So we actually give away trips through a company called Trip Valet Incentives. And how I use that is, again, we have so many people coming from other places. What I do is, if they come and have a stay in Charleston, I'll pick up their hotel room and I'll give them a trip. Or if they want to know their home value, I'll give them a trip. Or if they want to be set up on a list to be able to get homes, right? A homes list, drip, then I'll give them a trip. And so I'm absolutely going to work that into that bio, right? Is that, and I'll tell you, my friend that showed me this, he's in Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's been using it just in his Facebook page and on Nextdoor, and using it to just get seller leads. And he just says, hey, my friends are always asking me, what's the value of my home? If you'd like to get the value of your home, enter your information here and I'll send you on a 4-day, 3-night trip to Orlando, or, someplace like that. Right. And he got 22 leads in 24 hours. And he pulled that off. He let that run for 24 hours. He pulled it off. He let it go about a week, just so you don't get in trouble for spamming. And he ran it again, and he got over 50 leads in about 7 days.
Wow.
So between those two posts, he got over 70 seller leads. And you know how hard it is to get the seller stuff, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer my trips worded properly so that I'm not violating any sort of RESPA stuff in my bio as well. So if there's something like that you do or want to do, I would put that in my bio. So I'm going to just really keep my bio focused towards the person I'm serving more than it's focused towards me. Enough about me that they can go, okay, she's all right. She's not a serial killer. Right? What else? Any questions? No? Comments? Feedback? Was this helpful? I know Megan just said that it kind of confirmed some things for her.
Yes, it was definitely helpful.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm going to send this to you because you registered. So I'll upload the link and I'll send you the link for it so that you have it just if you want to go back and just go, okay, what else was she talking about? Just in case you missed your notes. But really, I'm happy. Please reach out to me. I'm going to be working on mine, and I'm going to share mine with the group that registered after. I don't know if you saw the Facebook page. Good God, it blew up right towards the end there. It was crazy. But it's like herding cats, that 75 people say me, and and then they're like, huh, what? It's like Dory in Nemo. Right. And I don't mean that bad. I mean, just, it means life gets in the way, distractions. So anyway, so thanks for jumping on. And I'm excited to see what this does.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was really nice to meet you, talk to you. Megan, good luck in your new place and in your new city, in your country. And Erin, good luck to you in your new company there in Vancouver. I'm going to be up there. I'm bringing some agents over on the island into EXP. And so we're going to be doing some stuff. So I'll definitely reach out when I come up that way.
That sounds great.
Awesome. Okay, ladies, good night.
Diane,
Good night and good luck.
I just want to tell you thank you. We appreciate all that you do for us because you don't have to, and it's really appreciated.
Oh, Karen, that's sweet. I love this. This is great. I enjoy this. Iron sharpens iron.
It does. It does. Right? But many people don't believe that.
I know. Oh, that's sweat. Okay, ladies, thank you so much. Have an awesome evening. And morning, Megan. Have a great morning. Have a great day.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay. Good night, y'all.
Good night. Thank you.